Okay, everybody. Hello, Gabe Jenkins back with you here. AutoCAD drawing number 24. And I'm not going to lie, there's this one caused me a little bit of confusion the first several times I looked at it. It's not exactly easy to understand how to do this one, mostly because it's hard to figure out what some of the dimensions are. And I'm gonna, right now, for the overview, I'm gonna give you some helpful hints, but I'm not gonna walk you through every single part of it because I want you to see, I want to give you a challenge. Like, I don't want it to break you, but I want it to challenge you, right? So here's what I'm gonna tell you. If you look at it, there's several circles that kind of come off of the origin. We'll call that the origin, right? There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, which is like the inner diameter of these. So this is like a gear, right? Each one of these things is called a tooth of a gear. So you count them all up, there's 18 teeth on this gear, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4, which is kind of the inner edge of each tooth. There's 5, which is the outer edge of each tooth. And then there's a 6th circle that would be a construction circle, okay? So you're going to need to draw in 6 circles, one of which is a construction circle. All the dimensions are given. Here's what else you need to think about. It tells you that each tooth of this gear occupies 9 degrees of arc, okay? 9 degrees of arc, and they're equally spaced around the whole thing, okay? It tells you that if you were just to look at one little kind of edge of this thing, there's a distance from the top to the bottom of the thing of 0.09 inches. And it tells you how to draw each one of these arcs because there's a radius of 0.4. I don't know how much more I want to tell you, but thinking about it logically, using construction lines, you can start to break each tooth into component parts and figure out how to make one tooth. That's the key to the whole thing. If you can figure out how to make one tooth correctly, such that it takes up 9 degrees of arc, and from the top to the bottom of each tooth is 0.09, and you can figure out how to make this kind of arced part have a radius of 0.4. If you can figure that out, and then you've done like 90% of the hard work. At that point, you can polar array it around, make 18 of them around, explode it, and then put in a fillet of 0.06 for each one of these kind of interior edges right here. The kind of keyhole right here is pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple, so I'm not worried about that one. But the real trick here is trying to figure out how to make each one of those teeth right before you do the polar array. Before you do the polar array, so that when you make copies of it all around the central point of rotation, it's right. All right. It took a while for me to figure it out, to be perfectly frank. Once I figured it out, it's actually pretty fast, but it takes a bit of time. All right. With that, I don't think I'm going to tell you anything else. I'm going to let you struggle with it. All right. Have a great day. The joy is in the figuring it out.